Less than 2 days into this test match, and India on the verge of a victory. A lot of things happened already, haven't they? 13 wickets fell yesterday. Uh, Joe Root came up with that stalling 5 for 8. And who knows, maybe Joe Root kind of triggered that race to victory for India. We'll discuss a lot of that. Plenty happened. It's been a frenetic day. It's been that kind of a day at Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. But before we go to our experts, Boria Majumdar and Pragyan Ojha, to understand the madness that's currently undergoing in Ahmedabad, here's a quick look at why you should download House app.
क्या आप भी किसी अपने सपने मेरे तुम्हारे टीम 11 पे टीम बना रहे हो और बच्चों के साथ खेल रहे हो? हमारे साथ खेलोगे? हाउस ऐप पे खेलो लेजेंड्स के साथ, हमें हराओ और जीतो डबल कैश. Log on to houseapp.com and win real cash.
Right. Frenetic is the word, probably Pragyan Ojha. In fact, we were just discussing this at the break, Pragyan. Boria had that point, and you also had you were talking about the impact that this has had. By the way, this is what going to get over inside 2 days, not even 2 full days of Test cricket here. India versus Bangladesh 2 days and one session. Boria was at that match covering the game on the ground. Adelaide 2.5 days. Pragyan, Boria made that point. I want to understand from you again: is it the ball? Is it the pitch? The lack of application from the batsman against the pink ball? What's going on?
I think two things. One is the ball, because of that, the whatever they have used, the lacquer or whatever it is, and the other thing is the timing. We start in the afternoon and the twilight, and then in the evening. If you go to Australia, so it's the twilight session and the evening session that is favoring the bowlers, and it does a lot because of the ball's texture, whatever it is. But in India, it's when if you see the ball is turning, it's the wicket is not as compared to what it was in Chennai, but because of the pink ball, the bounce and the pace is little faster than the red ball. I think that was the difference. If you compare it, like the spin that we saw in Chennai and here, and in general, it is the balls that whatever the texture that they have made it with, and the timing of the game. These are the two things that is that's the reason why we are seeing 2.5 day, 2 day, or maybe 3 day ping ball test match.
Right, Boria. When we had a word in the evening when you called me, you had this exact point that you said that Kolkata test got over in 2 days and one session. Adelaide 2.5 days. Also, 13 wickets yesterday, 17 on day two. When do you think the batsmen are now going to get acclimatized to these, or is this because are you okay because this is still work in progress and this is something that they're trying to learn and adapt? You see any technical concerns and deficiencies around the game now with the batsmen?
No, see, Pragyan is absolutely correct. Firstly, it is the ball. I mean, if you actually compare the two test matches, Chennai and this one, obviously there was more turn in Chennai. Obviously. Okay, that's point number one. Point number two, if you take Eden Gardens, why did it get over in two days and one session? Why did it get over? It wasn't a turn. Why did Adelaide get over in 2 days and whatever, two sessions? Why? It wasn't. I mean, yes, there was. So it is the pink ball. Until and unless the batters get used to the pink ball, what does it do? If you see players playing inside the line getting bowled, can't adjust to the pace, it will take time. And you know why this is happening? If you play 4 pink ball tests in one series, do that for what, 2, 3, 4, 5 series, you will see the fourth series or the fifth series things are very different. You are playing one pink ball test a year, or maybe one pink ball test a series. So what are you doing? You are effectively batting or playing against the of the pink ball 10 days. That's what you are doing. So when Chennai got over and you played pink ball. So you played pink ball effectively for a period of 7 days. Now from tomorrow, will you play pink ball? You won't. You will go back to the red ball. So a cricketer, however good you are actually practicing against a particular ball as a batsman for 5 or 6 days. And then you will, by the way, again not play under lights. So from tomorrow, when you play red ball, will you practice under lights? You tell me you won't. So you are practicing with the pink ball under lights, trying to get used to it for that brief period, 4 days of training, 3 days of the test match, 7 days, game done. So until and unless players get used to the pink ball, this will happen. But while we are saying that, there is no room for complaint, because this is a format that is creating a spectacle and the administrators want it. People are coming back. Number two, both teams have played on that same wicket. England has won the toss. So if anyone comes and says, oh, you know what, India won because of the pitch, complete rubbish. India has won because India has negotiated the conditions better. Whatever, it's a low scoring game. So what if it's a low scoring game? There have been many thousands of low scoring games in cricket history. India has negotiated the conditions better than England, and they have won the game fair and square. So do not blame the wicket and do not lessen India's credit. I see many people doing that. Many people doing that on social media. I don't think that's a correct approach.
This pitch had the same challenges for both teams. In fact, Pragyan, that you extending to that point Boria made. Also, Joe, after that sensational 5-wicket haul from Joe Root, early wickets, India crumbled. We were not complaining that, then we gave credit to the England spinners were due. Same with the first Test match. But it's also a reflection, gentlemen, of the mindset of this English batting lineup. Restricted that lead to 33. When at one point last night we were talking about the lead swelling and whether India would be able to bat the better half of the second day. What was that from the English team? And look at that short selection from Johnny Bairstow. Appeal turned down, but what is this game plan from the English player?
As I said earlier, it was clearly the turn, the bounce is, I think, playing in the English batsman's mind. That's clearly it shows, because everybody is expecting the ball to turn, and they're already in that zone where they are thinking about if the ball turns or bounces, how will they negate? But they're not thinking about the ball that's going to come in, or if that the ball doesn't turn. You see, most of the wickets, not all, most of the wickets are taken by the spinners are of ball pitching going straight with the arm. So it says that they were mentally prepared for something else, and something else happened to them. That was as clear as that. That's what my reading says.
You're on mute.
I'm on mute. Before I go to Boria, Ashwin's 400, the fastest Indian, the second fastest overall, Pragyan, you'd be thrilled with the way Axar Patel has gone about his business. Left arm spinner. Just take us through that. This was magic, right? In Ahmedabad, home ground, absolute wonder.
It is. I would say it is as good as Azubai, getting those 3 back-to-back hundreds. It is the same. He's got 3 5-wicket hauls. Yes, he did it in India. Azubai got it in England. But making your debut, playing against England, and suddenly coming into the mix of things, and then picking those 5 wickets all, it's superb, and nothing better than winning games for your country and picking those 5-wicket haul as a spinner, and in the companies of all these legends, and Ashwin, the man who's got 400 Test wickets. I think unbelievable numbers. But yes, I would say it is as good as Azubai's debut. That 3 Test matches back-to-back hundreds, and this is what Axar Patel is for us, and he's going to play long.
Bori, also, before I get to you on Axar, Ashwin is a dear friend of yours. You've done several interviews with him. You've spoken to him several times. Tell us about a man. There is a couple of stories. I know we're very excited on the verge of a Test victory here, but Ashwin, he's gone through his lows as well, like every cricketer, every athlete. But this must be special. This man has honed his skills, bowling well in Australia, now coming to India, 23 wickets already in the series. Special character, this guy.
Yes, I do have my stories on Ashwin, and I will tell you. But actually, Pragyan's bowled with him. In fact, 2012 tour, these two were together. So Pragyan will be able to tell us more Ravi Ashwin stories as well. Pragyan mentioned Azhar's debut. It was actually in Kolkata. It was in Kolkata, the first Test match. I was there at the Eden Gardens. So Azhar's debut 100 against England. It was 1985-6. I was 9, and I absolutely vividly remember that Test match at the Eden Gardens. So Azhar's debut. Yes, 300s, 3 5-wicket hauls. So very, very impressive from Axar Patel. Ravichandran Ashwin. You ask Pragyan, he could easily be a rocket scientist if he was not a cricketer. He thinks that much. I mean, and I let me make a prediction today. When Ravi Ashwin leaves the game, he will probably be one of the greatest commentators because of the way he speaks and the way he analyzes the game, or he will be the next BCCI president given his forthrightness and understanding, though he talks straight. So whether he will be able to do the back channel and back end politics, I don't know. But he will make a first rate administrator and a BCCI president, or he will be one of the best commentators in the business. Ravichandran Ashwin is one of the best talkers you can come across. He will give you headlines. He will talk straight. He will analyze the game. He's obviously gifted. 77 test matches, 400 wickets doesn't happen like that. I mean, Anil got it in what, 85, I think. Ashwin has got it in 77. For the longest time, people said overseas, oh, what will happen? Ashwin doesn't pick wickets. He has rediscovered himself. Anyone who has this ability to rediscover himself and improve on his art has to be a master. And yes, I mean, I have done several interviews with Ravi Ashwin, and there are certain things I can't say in the public domain, but the way this fellow thinks, and I've seen, by the way, he had worked on a PowerPoint presentation about how to bowl to certain batsmen, which I was privy to. Unreal, believe me, unreal. So all said and done, delighted for him, because Australia, he was under pressure. He was able to rediscover himself. Look at the way he's batted also. Look at the way today also, the 17 or 18, whatever he got. The way he's batted, his batting had fallen, Jaddu had taken over. But the way he's come back with both bat and ball after that Sydney savior and then that Chennai 100, very, very happy for him. Very happy. When a performer does this, absolutely fantastic. But again, I say this. Pragyan Ojha bowled with Ravi Ashwin for the longest time. They were the spin twins at that point in time. So he will have many, many more stories as I do. So Pragyan Ojha.
Yes, Pragyan.
I think the biggest compliment that was given to Ravi Ashwin was MS Dhoni said, when I look at Ashwin, I always feel that I don't miss Anil Kumble in the dressing room. That's how he is. What Boryada was saying is absolutely right. He thinks brilliantly about the game, then the way he speaks and the way he conducts himself. So I don't know about the rest of the part what you're saying, but yes, he's brilliant and he's a very good thinker of the game. And I know him right from our under 16 days. I know Ashwin, the batsman, who got a double hundred against Hyderabad. So that's what we were. He got picked for the under 16 team for this Indian team as a batsman, as an opener. Then coming back and rediscovering yourself and becoming a world-class off spinner, all-rounder, brilliant. And I think when MS Dhoni says that he sees Anil Kumble in Ravi Ashwin, apart from his bowling, the way he carries himself, the way he speaks. So I think it's a very, very good compliment. And yes, we really enjoyed picking those wickets against all the opponents, especially Ashwin getting those wickets. And I have been part of his journey. Now Jaddu is there, now Akshar. So it's a brilliant journey for him, and I wish him all the very best. And I hope he reaches Anil by his 600 wickets.
And
Who
Rajesh, think
knows?
about it.
And
It's not been
yeah,
easy. It's not been easy. I mean, when he was coming up the ranks, Bhajju was still there. And Bhajju was your number one spinner. So it wasn't that Ash just came in and, it was easy for him. No. Ash came in. He had to take Jaddu on, as in Harbhajan Singh in his stride, and then became the go-to spinner. And over time became your number one spinner, became the go-to bowler, even overseas. Think about it. You had Kuldeep Yadav picking that fifer in that Sydney Test match in 2018-19. Ravi said, Kuldeep will be your go-to bowler. To again come back, get your spot back, win it back. It's not been a smooth like, okay, I'm there, I'm talented. No. So the resilience that he has shown, the courage and the commitment that he has shown also needs to be lauded. So take white ball cricket. I mean, Ravichandran Ashwin, if anybody comes and tells you, is he a fielder like Jadeja? No. Is he an athlete like Jadeja? No. So India for a while started to prefer Jadeja overseas. Now, look at the way this fellow has come back. Look at even his IPL performances for Delhi Capitals. So that tells you he has incredible hunger. I think Pragyan was the one who was making this point about Ravi Ashwin in white ball cricket. Why not? Yes, India, is overlooking him at the moment because they have a settled thing and they are probably looking at fielding and whatever. But if this guy continues to perform this in 10 overs, if he picks you 2 or 3, and do not forget the next World Cup is in India. Next 50 over World Cup or T20 World Cup is in India. And if this guy bowls 4 overs and picks you 2, will you overlook him? Because if he gets you 2 or 3 crucial wickets in a 4 over spell or a 10 over spell, he's opened the game up for you. So in my book, there is nothing called never say never in sport, and age is no bar. If you are performing, you should be in.
Right. In fact, this is such a celebration, and we'll in fact get Boria, Pragyan, and Deep to do several questions around R. Ashwin, because that's the kind of cricketer he is. But Pragyan, this is also a reflection. Look, 33-run lead at that stage, Boria and Pragyan. Did it ever look? I mean, the Indians would have still taken that, right? Because a 40-50-run lead at that point, it was looking like it's worth weight in gold, because because of the way the English batsmen had also floundered in the first innings. So it's also a stretch to you have to applaud the way India keep coming back from these situations, and Virat Kohli's captaincy and the way the team management thought, come out, bowl England out for 80, the lowest score in tests versus India, by the way. Absolutely fantastic to see that from the Indian team.
See, what the only difference I could make out with both the teams is India was playing to the situation and these guys were not. As I told you, they were thinking about if the ball is going to turn, if the ball is going to keep low, if the ball is going to bounce. So they were not playing to the situation. You have to play to the situation. That's why India was ahead. Look at Rohit Sharma when he was playing to the spinner. The ball was turning. He was not in two minds. So when you look at someone, you can make out whether they're playing to the situation or they're like assuming things. So you cannot assume. So England, that's where they I think they were a step back when you compare them with the Indians, and that's the reason why in Australia and here Indians are making a comeback, because they are playing to the situation, they're playing the moment, they're in that moment. What we say in cricket or any sport, you have to be in that moment, because your past and future is not in your control. It's the present, it's that moment. What you have to do, that will decide what will happen or what can happen.
I think
Yes,
Rajoshi's internet. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, Rajoshi, go on.
Yeah. So, Boria, you always pointed out the fact that this team never panics, right? Coming back from the situation, so you wouldn't be surprised with the way this whole campaign has gone. The first test defeat, coming back the way they did in the second test match, 140 all out from 99 for 3, and they never lost part of their plot. Like Pragyan said, they know, they're so aware. They're so aware of the game situation. Absolutely, and absolute credit to the captain. We've had some rubbish talk around that, but captain, team management, and the senior players, just absolute kudos to these guys.
Absolutely. I mean, and I remember speaking to them the day we lost this first Chennai test. And believe me, they said it's 3-1. I'm like, what? So they said, and in fact, there was a joke saying that Adelaide में भी ऐसा शॉक, यहाँ भी ऐसा शॉक, यार ये ऐसे शॉक ना देके भी तो मैच जीत सकते हैं हम लोग, बट अभी आप देख लो 3-1, and I'm like, हाँ ऐसा शॉक मत दिया करो ना भाई. So it was exactly this was the tenor of conversation. I'm telling you that, oh, it's 3-1, we will make it 3-1, you wait and watch, it will be 3-1. So and this is the evening of the first test when we had lost. So this is the mentality of this team. They now know that, okay, fine, we've lost one, we have the team, we have the ability, we have the potential to come back. Take Rohit Sharma. Rohit Sharma had not gotten big runs in Australia. He was looking great. We kept saying that on Sports Today. First test, he didn't get runs. People started saying, Rohit Sharma, arey kya ho gaya yaar, Rohit Sharma. What did he do? 161. Second, this test also, that amazingly good 60 plus. Set it up. If a team gets all out for 130 and the other team gets all out for 80, and if one batsman scores 70 runs, tell me what is the weight of that innings in value terms? Gold, platinum, diamond, whatever you want to call it. So that is the importance. And you know what I'm disappointed by? I'm disappointed by England did not try anything except Ben Stokes. He was the only one who was trying to do different attack, whatever. Are boss, Ben Fox, for example, when he was batting, number to aega. Either the ball will go straight, or you have Jack Leach, you have Stuart Broad, you have Jimmy Anderson. तुम block कर रहा है, block करके क्या होगा यार? What are you trying to do? Why don't you show more game awareness? Why don't you try to do something different? Do something. No, get 4 boundaries, then get out. Doesn't matter. Think of the New Zealand series 2002. Harbhajan Singh came 5 sixth ball he tried to defend. Go ask Bhajju this story, and Bhajju will tell you sixth ball. Rahul Dravid said, "Tumko five, you got 5 boundaries now. ठीक से खेल." Fifth, sixth ball gone, stump gone, danda finished, and 5 balls 20 runs. He was the highest scorer of that particular innings. On a wicket, if you are unable to cope, do something which will be different. Try and upset Axar Patel. Try and do something to upset the apple cart. Get a quick fire 30. I didn't see anything like that from England.
Absolutely disappointing. Pragyan, you also pointed out the fact that it's probably the
The intent,
mindset, the
yeah,
lack of
yeah,
skills.
mindset, and yeah, exactly. See, it's you have to be in the moment, as I said, because I know these guys. I've played a lot of cricket with them. They want to play, be in that moment. That's what they discuss. They want to play the situation there. They don't want to think about the future, and they don't have any control over the past. That is the only reason why we made a brilliant comeback from that 36, and then after the first test match we won the second test match. Guys who have played test match, they will tell you after losing a test match in away in other countries, it's very difficult to make a comeback. You can only make a comeback when you have a very strong will and you are playing to the situation and the moment. That's what this Indian team is all about. And as Buryada said, that he had a word with few guys and they were like, okay, we lost the first test match, but it's going to be 3-1. That's a very big statement, and it shows the confidence these guys have, and the team management is giving to this the way they respect each other's space, and the way they're giving confidence to each other. And yes, you have to show some intent. I'll definitely back what Boryada was saying. Yes, you have to, because if you're just defending, you're not getting those runs, you will get out. Same thing happens on a seaming track. You need to find some way to get those runs, because end of the day, it is the wickets and the runs that will win you games. So that's what you have to focus and you have to do. I think England could have shown better intent.
For example, I would have gone with Ben Stokes at 3 and Johnny Bairstow at 6. I would have straight away done that. I would have tried something. Ben Stokes opens in the T20 format for Rajasthan Royals, doesn't he? So it's not as if he's not done that. Send him up. Get a left, right. Do something which will upset the Indians. Try something. What do you have? Zach Crawley, right-hander. Johnny Bairstow, right-hander. Dom Sibley, right-hander. Joe Root, right-hander. India's in. India's already got 3 and they are in the game. By the time Ben Stokes walks out, it's 20 for 3. So automatically that follows under pressure. Are kuch to kar. Get Ben Stokes up the order, try something, do some variation, do some jig, and all of a sudden he hits 2-3. The ball will not turn maybe the first couple of overs, tuck, 2-3 boundaries, 6s, 25 for no loss, 33-run lead. India will be, what's going on? Try something, no? You just don't. So in this test match, England was mentally in Chennai, India was in Ahmedabad. India, even when they bowled out for 133, they knew that they will come back and steamroll England again. And believe me, in the second innings, India will finish the game in 10-12 overs. They'll not wait. They will take runs, go for it. Every loose ball they'll hit, they'll finish it off. They will not wait. India knows how to get this thing done. And as I told you, not one guy, 4 guys or 5 guys told me 3-1. And I was like, yeah, 3-1. Trust me, I'm telling you this, that evening and the next morning. 3-1. And unlike England, here they won the first test of the series. What Pragyan said is 200% right. In Australia, India came back in an away series. The credit is that much more.
True. And also, when England eventually lose this one, they're going to be knocked out of the World Test Championship finals, aren't they? So India 3-1, like Boria said. They're through. So this is going to be fascinating. But we reserve a lot of that for a special post-match show. What's it, gentlemen? We reconvene. The play is about to start in a few minutes, and hopefully it'll be wrapped up, done by in the next 30-40 minutes. So we'll keep you updated. We'll keep all our audience updated on when we come back with Boria, Pragyan, And Deep Gupta will, of course, join us for a special later on because he'll be busy with a lot of his post commentary duties. So thank you
But the
so much, Pragyan
moment
Oja.
the game is done, you're coming back, right? So for the post match,
Right,
that's the plan.
absolutely, absolutely,
Done. Okay.
absolutely. As
Yeah.
soon as the game is
Perfect.
over, we're back. We're back with both Pragyan and Boria. So we'll celebrate what is going to be an emphatic Indian victory. But thank you so much for joining us, and do download the House that app. Keep subscribing to Sports Today. Thank you so much.